What's up, everybody? We're back with another review. This one is going to be on the new shark movie, Sharkbait. And if you haven't already, check out my review for the other shark movie that came out this year. There might be another one. I don't catch every fucking movie. The Requin. I still don't know how to fucking say that, guys. Thanks for everybody that viewed that video. That was one of our better ones of the somewhat recent time. And you saw how I felt about that one. It was god-awful. It was lower budget, but it did have a big name that's kind of been away for a while, and Alicia Silverstone, and it is still sitting at the bottom of the totem pole. It's my least favorite movie of the year. Could this one be okay? Because that's all I wanted. For me, I feel like I kind of go both ways with shark movies. I can be a little more forgiving because, you know, like, I am terrified of sharks. So some stuff where people are looking at water and they're kind of like, where the fuck's the shark? And they don't really care in a lower budget movie. Me, it could be the worst shark movie ever. I'm still like, when I'm looking at the water, I'm like, is it going to fucking pop out? Like, I'm terrified of sharks. That's my worst fear. But I'm also very picky about my shark movies in ways too, because also, you know, if you know me, you know how much I love Jaws, man. And there is an element of that where I compare every movie that's a shark movie to Jaws. You know, not fully, it's its own entity, but it's hard for me not to do that. And this one is exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's lower budget. I was really worried. But I got to tell you, this movie didn't suck. It wasn't the Requiem, or however you pronounce it. But was it good? That's where it gets tough. Because there is actually a lot of things I like with this movie. But there's also a lot of things that I absolutely can't stand with this movie. So it's a double-edged sword, man. And a lot of it, I feel like I need to be a little nicer on because it is the lower budget. Because there's so many things, like, I like this aspect, but talking about the same aspect, other aspects of said aspect, Affleck, what the fuck, I can't talk. Aspect I do like. You know, like, for instance, the lead girl. I don't really love the actress. I mean, she's not bad. She's okay for, you know, this type of lower budget film, but I don't really love her. Like, I want to love her, but at the end of the day, I do kind of like her character arc. I do like what they do with her character, so it's a mixed bag. The acting as a whole, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just not really working for me, but then I also kind of temper my expectations. I'm like, for this kind of movie, though, it's not too bad. The shark. Let's talk about the shark in this movie. A big-ass great white. That's what we love, right? That's what it always seems to be in these movies. And I can't lie. When I see movies like Open Water, I'm like, this would be way doper if it was a great white. Insert The Reef. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. There's just elements of that. And the fucking great white in this movie, it actually doesn't look that bad most of the time. When it's underwater, you know, I think more people are finally figuring that out when they do shark movies. When they keep the shark underwater and kind of in the shadows, it's creepier that way. And the problem is they want to at least have that last hurrah where the shark does burst out. And you're like, oh my God, the shark is on full attack, just like Jaws. It was in the shadows, and then there it is at the end. Now we get to see it. I think this movie does make the mistake of starting to bring it out. You know, it's like leaping out of the water. It's fucking trying to grab somebody right in front of, like, it's like they're swimming and it pops up and it's like, oh shit, for a second, and you're like, oh, that looks really fake. I think a lot of these movies need to be more self-aware of, like, what they got. Like, if you don't have the budget to show a shark and it looks kind of computer generated, kind of like a video game, then just never go there. Yes, it would be great if you could take it there at the end, but just know who you are, know what you got, and stick to what works. Sure, you may never hit those levels of like 10 out of 10 movie because everybody was waiting for the big shebang where you really got to see the shark completely out of the water. But if you don't have it, maybe it's better to play it a little more reserved and keep everything underwater. And at the end of the day, what is it, people? It's a fucking shark, so it's fine. We really don't have to see it pop out of the water. I think a lot of these, like, lower budget movies make this mistake. And this one, I didn't really hold it against it because I knew it was coming. But there was a bit of eye roll, like, come on, guys, didn't have to do that. But overall, the tension. Now, I'll say there was times, again, I went back and forth a lot of shit in this movie. There was times where I was like, oh, dude, you should have done that there. Or, like, you'd see the shot of, like, dude, like, a quick, like, like, oh shit, there it fucking is. Like, to really cue that up, a well-timed sound effect or something, like that could have really just brought that scene together. But then there's other times where I'm like, oh, whoa, that's well done. I love how the water was splashing the camera and you'd see under the water and then it go above water real quick. The way it would look, you'd be like, oh my god, is a shark gonna pop up next time that happens? It had me on the edge of my seat at times. Probably won't for other people, but that's how I am with shark movies, guys. Maybe it'll be like that for you too. But overall, at the end of the day, all that being said, this is an okay movie. If you're this one, I will recommend to some degree, unlike Firestarter, if you've seen that review I did for that. It isn't great. It's not a movie you'd probably ever watch again, but if you're a sucker for checking out shark movies, I will say this one's worth one watch. Because I think you will find, because if you're like me, you really start to seek out these good shark movies. There's probably only a handful of them. There's probably only a couple that are like, oh my god, and like, and there's only one gold standard. But if you're always seeking these out, this isn't like the Deep Blue Sea 3 of the world. That's just got, it isn't like Sharknado. I know there's a big fan base for that because it's so bad it's good. It's got moments that are like those movies to some degree, but they don't jump the shark. No pun intended. Completely here. They actually do build some tension. There is some okay underwater scenes, but you are going to get those scenes where the shark kind of pops out of the water and you're like, oh god, like what? That does not look good. You're going to get that, but you are going to get a little more here, I think, than your average shark movie, because most shark movies, let's just talk about it, they're not even average. They're bad. They're pretty bad, people. So I say stay far away from this if that's not your bag. But if you're a shark movie enthusiast like me, because like that's your worst fear and you're trying to seek out something that'll make you jump, this is worth checking out. Like, it's not bad. It's not very good, but it's not bad either. I don't think you'll be disappointed that you watch it under those terms. So know who you are. Yes, Sharkbait. Is that even the fucking name of the movie? Damn it, Brent. I'm pretty sure. Sharkbait. Yes. See y'all. Peace.